What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're out here in the garage today working on the boat. I purchased the MSD ignition box. We are putting in MSD 6AL digital box in here with the crank trigger. So like I said, I got the box Thursday. The crank trigger and the distributor was supposed to have been here Friday. Fortunately, they didn't get it shipped out in time for me to get it Friday. So the only thing that I was able to get was the ignition box. So been out here working on that today, finding a good place to put it and mount it and start running the wires. So got it mounted and started running some of the wires and figuring out where some of the other wires is going to and all that. So tomorrow we should have the crank trigger and the distributor, and then I can start getting the front of the motor put together for the crank trigger and get the blower belt, the bottom pulley put on so we can start seeing what that looks like. And then I need to get the alternator bracket figured out because that one I have is too long and stuff. So I still got that figured out. So kind of wanted just to give you guys an update today of where we're at. Also order the fuel pump. That hasn't shown up, so I don't know when I'm going to get that. So when I get that, I'll show you the fuel pump that we're going to be running on it and all that. So let me show you where we have the fuel pump, or I'm sorry, the MSD box mounted, and show you what we have done so far, and we can go from there. It's going to be kind of a short video today. Hopefully, when I do the video tomorrow and get it uploaded for Tuesday, it should hopefully be a little bit longer one. But here is what we have done so far for the ignition box. So I mounted so this is the MSD. Again, this is the MSD digital 6AL box. I got the wires ran over to the coil, the orange and black, and which is going to be this wire here. This is going to be the ignition wire. I kind of figured out what I'm going to do with that. I still got to run the power and ground to the battery. The battery is going to sit right there. Then the gray wire is going to go for the tack. White wire is not going to be used. And this wire here is going to be for the crank trigger. So I'm actually going to run that along here and right up to the crank trigger when I get that all put on and get that mounted tomorrow. So that'll be on tomorrow's agenda to get that mounted, hopefully, if it comes in and all that. So there's the two wires for the ignition coil. And so it's a very good box. We have another boat that runs this box on it, and as well as that red truck over there, it runs the exact same ignition box. Very good box, very pleased with it. So I'm kind of anxious to see how it's going to work on this one, especially with the crank trigger. So I've never ran a crank trigger on a boat before, so or on anything. So this will be the first one for me. So excuse me. So it's kind of ignition box is sitting back there, and then I still got to clock this. I haven't done the starter yet. I got the wire for the alternator just kind of sitting there. Still got to figure out the bracket from here to there, because this one is actually too long. It actually takes this and puts it way down here, so I don't really care for that. So I'm gonna try to figure out what to do with that bracket because that's too long. So pretty much that's where we're at so far. Hopefully once I get the distributor and the crank trigger, I can definitely get the front of this motor put together and go from there. Oh, I did get the water pump gaskets that need to go in there. Got that done Friday night. So she's coming together pretty good. Very pleased, very happy the way it's coming. And then the fuel pump, I'll probably put right around in here, because right here is the fuel line that so I'll try to mount the fuel pump right around over in here somewhere, and then it'll come out and run up to here. So like I said, that'll probably be on another video to come and all that. So just want to kind of give you guys a quick little update. Not really much to do when I'm waiting for parts and everything. So I guess the one thing I can do real quick is run this wire. This wire right here, it will actually run from the box up to the crank trigger. So as a matter of fact, we can probably go ahead and run that and see about getting that right up to the front. Okay, so pull this out. This will just plug right into here, like so. And so what I'll do is I'll zip tie it in this hole right here, and I'll probably zip tie it along here to kind of hold it right here, and then it will get plugged right up here in the front. So if you didn't see it, so I got the wire ran right here. I'll just kind of zip tie it along here, and it will get plugged right in here when I get the crank trigger mounted, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much where we're at. And I did somewhat figure this out. Kind of got this all set up right here finally. So I know in the last video I took this and flipped it. That didn't work, so I flipped it back, and I just kind of adjusted this to be right there, and then I kind of left this right here and adjusted this out. So right now, the way this is kind of set up, we're only getting, when I operate it from the gas pedal, I'm only getting half throttle. So right now, when I operate it, it's only coming to right here. And if I try to go right there, it will not return. So that I'm still trying to figure out. I got to try to find the sweet spot for getting it to where it can have full throttle and return. So if I sit here and take it to half throttle right there and release, it returns it. So just got to find the sweet spot for this right here. So I'll still play with that a little bit and figure that out. And then we're looking into wiring right here, because see, this gray wire right here is going to have to run to here. I got to find which one is for the tack on there, and run that gray wire to there. And then probably what I'll end up doing, what I thought about doing, is what I like to do for this is actually run this up to the front and put a toggle switch in. I like to put a toggle switch with an inline fuse, so that way if something happens and whatever something stupid happens, it can pop the fuse instead of hopefully destroying the MSD box. So that's probably what I'll end up doing. That's what I have done on my red truck over there. Is I got a toggle switch that turns the box on, and also has the inline fuse. So, and this way when I'm cranking the motor over, I don't have to turn the box on to have it start. So that's where we're at for right now on the boat today, and all that. So just kind of a quick little update on the video where we're at and what's going on with it. So hopefully tomorrow when I do another video, it'll probably get uploaded and you guys will probably see it on Tuesday. So hopefully tomorrow I can get the blower belt put on, the crank trigger, the V-belt pulley for the alternator. I won't have the belt for that yet because I'm still trying to figure out the alternator bracket. So at least what I can do is get the blower belt put on, the crank trigger, and then I can finish hooking that all up and getting the wires ran for that and get them all zip tied back up and all that. And then once the fuel pump gets here, we can get that mounted and start wiring that up. So probably on the next video, you'll see me figure out the starter. I got to pull the starter back off, reclock it, so that way I can hook the wires up, be able to see which, excuse me, where the wires need to go for the battery and the ignition. So on the next video, I'm hoping to have that where we can see it and show you what needs to be done with that. So that's pretty much about it for this video. If you like seeing this and want to see more, please again like, subscribe, turn that bell notification on, so that way when I post a video and all that, you guys will be able to see it. So have a good night, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.